Is he shooting?
No.
Why, there too. I heard him.
Sounds like it's over to the dam. Let's get going.
What's that? Yes, follow my orders. Use all the force that's necessary. I'll have the sheriff over from his ranch right away. Hello, operator. Give me 21, party in.
Hello?
Hello, Sheriff. There's another fight at the dam. Those ranchers are broken loose again.
Well, why don't you give them some water then?
That's our business. Are you going to do your duty, or do we have to kill some of those fools?
All right, I'll get out there as soon as I can.
I bet that's Lem and Hank. They wasn't fooling when they said they was going to raid the dam.
I guess you're right.
Hey, there's a couple more of them company guards.
Yeah, well, I'll stop them.
You might as well surrender.
Hold it! All right, keep him up.
Hey, you.
Come on, let's get to that valve. Hey, wait a minute. There's some horsemen coming down there. It's probably the sheriff. You better go home and take care of that harm. I'll get the water to you.
All right, Roy.
Well, we gotta work fast. Blow the lock and open that valve.
You boys turn them guards loose.
Wait a minute, Sheriff. Hold it.
Don't you point that gun at me, Roy.
I don't know how else to keep you waiting, Sheriff. The old-timers that are getting this water need it mighty bad.
I'm going to have to take you in.
Take it easy. We'll go along to jail peaceably as soon as we get enough water, but not until we do. I said take it easy.
That's a fine way for you to act. Roy Rogers, son of a congressman, fighting the water company.
If my dad had lived, there wouldn't have been any water company.
Just the same, the law's the law, and property's property. And there goes ours, 100 feet a second. Make them turn off that water.
I dropped the valve wheel.
You fellas got any other way of shutting that water off?
There ain't another valve wheel like that in the whole county.
All right, Roy. There ain't no use you hold us here any longer.
Don't be downhearted, Sheriff.
You won't be so chipper when you get behind bars, Roy.
Behind jail bars, huh? Well, Sheriff, that reminds me. Send my mail to the county jail.
Send our mail to the county jail.
Tell our saddle pals tonight if they've got some news to write. Send our mail to the county jail.
Say goodbye to your favorite gal. Say goodbye to your special gal.
We're supposed to have a date, but we reckon we'll be late. Say goodbye to my favorite gal. Tonight when coyotes howl and mountain lions prowl, I'll be watching the moon and counting the stars. Can't you see me looking through those jailhouse bars?
Pass the hat and collect our bail. Pass the hat and collect our bail. If they ask you where I am, say I'm in an awful jam. Send that mail to the county jail.
I thought you said you was coming along peaceably.
Well, I did, but Nellie didn't.
Once a fire horse, always a fire horse, bro.
You mean every time that knothead hears a bell, she's going to act like that?
That's right.
She ain't with me. I'll give her a good selling before anybody finds out about them tricks.
Stop this noise. You're disturbing the meeting. Well, Roy, my boy, I'm glad to see you.
Well, how are you, Mayor?
Fine, fine. I see you brought all your boys to town for the meeting. Come right in, boys.
They can't. They're under arrest.
What's the charge? I don't want Roy to miss the meeting.
He's charged with trespassing on the water company's property, fighting with their guards and stealing their water.
Silence! If that's the case, I'll hold court right here and now. I'm sorry, boys, but I'll have to punish you. I fine you for disturbing the peace. $1 in court cost. No, you can pay the clerk later. Come on, you're late already.
The congressman who has represented us so ably for 2 terms in Washington. Let us remember. Just a moment. Wait a minute. Pardon me, but there happens to be a meeting going on here.
Well, I'm sorry, Richards.
As the son of a former congressman, you should have more respect for a public meeting. It seems to me that you should get here in time in order to be posted.
Well, I'm already posted.
Oh, you are you?
Sure. Mayor Biggs started out by talking about high water rates. Then he showed a picture of Congressman Scully and denounced him plenty. Then Mayor Jenkins of Hilton City, founded in 1848, said the water was free then that ought to be free now, and it was time the federal government did something about it, by gosh. Then you, as manager of the water company, said that I'd like to lower the water rates, but we're losing money.
Marvelous, Roy, marvelous.
Practically word for word. But how did you know?
Well, that's easy. You've all been saying the same thing since my dad was congressman.
Wait a minute. I still have the floor. As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, let me remind you that Congressman Scully is the only man among us fitted to go to Washington and represent
The Great Western Water and Power Company.
the Great Western... I still say that the best man fitted to represent you in Washington is the man whose face you see on that poster.
close friend.
Folks, I just held court for a man who really deserves that title. He was brought before me for fighting the water company. Now, are we going to send him to jail? No! Shall we send him to Washington like we did his father? Yeah! All right, boys, let her go.
Wait a minute, Mayor. This is kind of sudden.
Sudden nothing. We've been planning it for weeks.
On to the polls, vote for Rogers, ring the bell. On to the polls, vote for Rogers, things are swell.
This land of yours needs water, and it's water that you'll get. He even makes the oil dry, enjoy land that's wet.
Mr. Rancher, leave your dell, and be sure to ring the bell with Rogers for Congressman. On to the polls, vote for Rogers, ring the bell. On to your goals, vote for Rogers, things are swell.
Just bolster up your pockets and prepare to keep them full. I come from prairie people and I never throw the bull.
Get behind him, man and boy, ring the bell and vote for Roy. Oh, Rogers for Congressman. On to the polls, vote for Rogers, ring the bell. On to your goals, vote for Rogers, things are swell. I know this western country and I promise to the strong. I'll prove when he's elected that my steers are never wrong. Let prosperity begin. Ring the bell and vote him in. It's Rogers for Congressman.
Take a wire. Mr. John B. Fairbanks, President of the Great Western Water and Power Company, Washington, D.C.
Look at that, Andrews.
Rogers for congressman. He hasn't a chance.
What do you know about Western politics? You're a Washington attorney. Why, with beating up our men and stealing our water, that boy is a hero to those people out there.
Don't forget all about him before Election Day. See no cause for alarm?
Oh, you don't, eh? Then you need glasses. We're leaving for Sageville tonight with Congressman Scully.
Oh, but, Dad, we can't leave tonight. Oh, we're just mailing out the invitation to our reception.
Postpone it.
Postpone it! Postpone our reception, just like that.
Well, perhaps we'd better, dear. This is rather important.
More important than announcing your engagement to me? Well, you may think so, but I don't.
Of course not, darling, but...
Andrew!
Friends and fellow citizens. No. Ladies and gentlemen of Sage County. Yeah, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen of Sage County and you water company people, too. This is the first opportunity I've had to tell all you folks on the radio that if I'm elected, I'll not stop until I get federal water for this state. And furthermore, that...
Hold up there, Rogers. I've been waiting a chance to pay you back that token of joy you handed me.
You couldn't have picked another time, could you? You were sent to keep me off the air.
Don't argue. Hand over that gun.
I'm handing it. I wouldn't think of arguing with 3-1 against me.
Get him, boy!
Richard.
Well, how do you do, Mr. Fairbanks?
You know my daughter.
How do you do?
Mr. Andrews.
Glad to see you,
Andrews.
And Congressman Scully, of course.
Richard. Welcome home, Congressman. Your campaign is on full blast.
Campaign my foot. Folks has never elected anybody. What else are you doing?
Well, it won't be necessary to do much of anything else. Rogers is going to disappoint a large audience on the radio this afternoon. I fixed him.
I hope so. Leave it on.
On to your goes, vote for Rogers, things are swell.
I've made a lot of Mustangs, but now I'm out to buzz. The meanest bronco of them all, the Western Water Trust.
If you want a man that's fair and believes in shooting square, it's Rogers for Congressman.
Ladies and gentlemen, and you water company people too, this is Roy Rogers speaking.
So you fixed him, huh? And what's this, a recording?
Well,
You remember my father, the finest congressman you ever had. Well, he used to say the best speech was a short one. But you all know what we're fighting for, so I'll not make a speech. I'll just sing you a song.
A lot of votes he'll get that way.
You bet your life he will. Don't forget there's plenty of women voters. What do you think, Eleanor? Would you vote for him?
He has a nice voice.
And that's all he's got. He can't campaign without advertising. He has no money for that.
Ring the bell. On your nose, vote for Rogers, things are swell.
I know this Western country, and I promise to the throne. I'll prove when he's elected that my steers are never wrong.
Let prosperity begin. Ring the bell and vote him in. It's Rogers for Congressman. On to the polls, vote for Rogers, ring the bell. On to your goals, vote for Rogers, things are swell. I know this Western country and I promise to the throne. He's elected that my steers are never wrong. Let prosperity begin. Ring the bell and vote him in. It's Rogers for Congressman.
You don't need money for advertising if you have brains.
Brains?
Yes, brains. Get hold of Rogers. Tell him I want to see him at my hotel. Important and personal business.
yes, sir.
My boy, you're doing fine.
Thanks. Well, how's the campaign managing?
Well, everything's under control.
Hello, Mayor.
All right.
Hello, Rogers. Can I speak to you privately for a minute?
Anything you have to say to me is all right for my friends to hear.
Hello, boys.
Hello.
Hello, Frog.
Hi.
Very funny, boys. Very funny. Mr. Fairbanks would like to see you over at his hotel. He said it was very important and personal.
Sure, why not? Tell him I'll be over tomorrow.
Okay.
I bet that guy Fairbanks is scared, and he's going to talk turkey, you see.
Maybe. Anyway, it'll give me a chance to tell him what I think of him. And that'll be plenty. 50% cut on water rates. Don't make me laugh, Mr. Fairbanks. Let me tell you something, you coot. You've run this country into the ground long enough. 60%. Now, I didn't come here to haggle, Mr. Fairbanks. It's 75% or nothing. So I'm driving a hard bargain, Emma. Well, that's too bad. Here's my last word. If you don't knuckle down, we'll run you and your cutthroat crowd right out of business.
Bravo! Bravissimo! Keep going, partner. You got him on the rope.
Hello. I don't generally talk to myself like this. I was just sort of rehearsing.
Well, I'm doing very well, too. But, how about putting a little more emphasis on your exit line? As I presume it is your exit line.
Probably. Old man Fairbanks is apt to kick me out when I get that far.
I gather you're not exactly an admirer of John Fairbanks.
He's plenty tough. Probably the kind of a man who beats his wife.
He does. I heard he shellacks his daughter on occasion. But then she probably deserves it, so...
No doubt she does. If I'm elected, I'll get federal water for this state if I have to hog tie every politician in Washington.
Good for you. I hope you're elected.
Thanks. Well, I guess we'll be going.
Well, I'm going that way, too. We could ride along together.
Swell.
What is your daughter doing with Rogers?
Huh? How do I know?
Well, I don't like it.
Tell that to Eleanor and see what happens.
Oh, gentlemen, may I present Mr. Rogers, Mrs. Tom Andrews, Mr. Richards, your worthy opponent, Congressman Scully.
How are you?
And my father, Mr. Fairbanks.
Your father?
Yes.
Oh, by the way, Dad, Mr. Rogers considers you a skinflint, a penny-pinching pirate, and, what was that? Oh, yes, a coup. And furthermore, if you don't do something about excessive water rates, he's going to put you out of business.
Have you lost your mind?
Oh, no, J.B., just doing a little groundwork for the family.
Sounds to me like you've just about covered the territory.
Beat it, Brett. We want to talk business. Come on.
Oh, that reminds me, Fairbanks, is it true you beat your daughter?
No. But it's a darn good idea. Sit down. You seem to have a lot of common sense, Rogers. I think you're the man I need to look after some of my business interests.
That'd mean giving up my campaign for Congress, wouldn't it?
Well, yes, it would. But your salary would be 3 times as much as you'd make as a congressman.
Thanks, but I have a family weakness for going to Washington. I'd like to see some of the places my dad told me about.
Would 4 times as much money interest you?
No, nor 10 times as much.
You might regret passing up a mighty good proposition, young man.
Now I'll make you one. Either your company cuts water rates to the bone, or I'll get federal control of water in this state when I go to Washington.
When you go to Washington, well, you're not there yet, Mr. Rogers.
Imagine a congressman dressed like that.
Take off those clothes.
Well, what's the matter with him?
Well, this for one thing.
Say,
And this.
why, what the...
And those pretty spats. The voters want a man to represent them, not a city dude. You're going to be a man of the people. You're going to wear Western clothes and ride a horse.
A horse?
Yes.
I can't ride.
But you will ride.
What?
Yes.
And just now, friends, the people are giving Congressman Scully a grand ovation. Just listen to all those cheers. You know, friends, a few days ago, I thought that Rogers was their choice. But now, it looks like a landslide for Scully. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you will hear from your candidate for re-election, William P. Scully.
Friends, my friends, it's great to get into these clothes again and to feel a horse beneath me once more. As you know, my dear friends, I was born in this glorious country. At heart, I'm still a man of the soil, a son of the saddle.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's a round-by-round description. The son of the saddled horse has just run away with him, and Congressman Roy Rogers has rescued him from a horse trough.
we're in now with Rogers elected. Letting a hick rancher outsmart us.
You insisted that I ride a horse. I told you I...
Oh, shut up and get out of here.
Well, now, that's the way you feel about it.
Get out before I lose my temper.
No, you don't.
Whipped by a smart aleck yokel.
How does it feel to take a licking, Dad?
Licking? Yeah, this is only round one. We're leaving for Washington, too. I'll block him there at every turn.
Here's a letter for you, Roy. Thanks.
Do you know any cowhands that uses perfume?
Thanks for the send-off, folks. And don't worry. I'm going to see that water bill goes through pronto. I figure I ought to be back in about a week.
Now me, being Congressman Roy Rogers is here, personal executive and secretary, I promise that if Roy... Hey, wait for me! Wait for me!
Congressman Marlowe's office, please. Good morning. Congressman Rogers calling Congressman Marlowe again. Oh. Well, when do you expect him? Yes, please have him call me back. I don't know what Marlowe has an office for. He's never in it.
Well, he's got to have some place where you can find out that he ain't in.
Anything important?
Oh, no, just the usual 4011 Constitution is wanting to know where that federal water is you promised.
Well, so do I.
Ain't there nobody else you can see about that water bill?
No, sir. Marlowe's the money man, and he has to be seen.
Who's that from, Marlowe?
No, it's not even signed. But say, listen to this. If you want to meet Congressman Marlowe, join the fox hunting near his country estate next Saturday.
That smells like that billy duck you got back there in Sageville.
You hit it right on the nose, Frog. I guess we go fox hunting.
Is that guy fox hunting? Well, I don't recollect ever having done any fox hunting. What do you use, a bow and arrow?
The fox we want to bag is named Marlowe, and we're going to use our heads.
Do we have to dress like that?
Exactly like that.
Boy, these Washington foxes must be mighty particular. If that fox ever sees me in this monkey suit, he's going to laugh himself to death.
What are you doing with that six-shooter?
Well, who ever heard anybody going hunting without a gun? Hey, it sounds like a jailbreak. We better get out of here. Them bloodhounds is vicious.
The hunt started. Come on.
All them hound dogs against one poor little fox. They ain't no justice. Hey, that horse is running away with her.
What in the world do you think you're doing?
I thought your horse was running away.
No, but the fox is. Why'd have won his brush in another 100 yards if you hadn't played lock and bar?
I'm awful sorry.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
See, tell me, how's the singing congressman making out in Washington?
Not so good. The only luck I've had so far is meeting you again. I've tried to follow your advice about seeing Congressman Marlowe, but he dodges me like a wild Mustang.
My advice?
Well, nobody else I know uses perfume writing paper. It's mighty nice of you to show me the ropes, even if Marlowe is too busy crashing society.
It's not crashing society. Congressman Marlowe gave this fox hunt because he wanted a political favor from one of his guests.
Well, like a medicine man putting on a show to get his customers in line to buy.
Yes, that's it. You see, here in Washington, that's the trick to get to the ear of the right person.
Well, I couldn't very well give a fox hunt.
No. No, but you could give a party.
Well, who'd come?
Oh, look.
Get these hound dogs out of here. Go on away.
Hey, what's happened?
Shoot. Go on away. Get out of here. Shoot. Get on away from here. Get out of here. Get these hound dogs out of here.
Oh, Dad, you remember Mr. Rogers, don't you?
What? Oh, yes, yes. How do you do?
Oh, Congressman Marlowe. This is Congressman Rogers.
Glad to know you, Mr. Rogers. Well, how do you do, Congressman? I'd like a few words with you. I want to ask you to...
To be his guest next Tuesday evening at the Fairview Country Club. Oh, all of you, Mr. Rogers is giving a surprise party. Doesn't that sound exciting? Oh, you'll be there, won't you, Senator Wilson?
Certainly, Miss Fairbanks.
And no party would be complete without you and Mrs. Marlowe, Congressman.
I adore surprise parties. Of course we'll come, won't we, Edward? Why, I think it's perfectly sweet of Mr. Rogers to invite all. Don't you, dear?
I don't know anything about these Eastern parties.
We'll make it Western.
Swell. I'll send the wire to Larry and the boys. Oh, join hands and circle down south and a little moonshine in your mouth and lose your hopes and grand trail back to the lady in Lee. Al, the man, your left and a right, your part, go right and left and a hurry up, boys, and a don't be slow. There's chicken in the bread pan picking up dough and to meet your point on the walls floor. Get your honey and a pat her on the head if she don't like biscuit, feed her cornbread and chew my tobacco and squirt it on the wall and swing that gal if she ain't too tall.
Rogers certainly has a peculiar idea of entertainment.
Yes, isn't it quaint? I don't know when I've had such a good time.
And now, I regret to announce that one of my best friends is leaving us, Mr. Frog Millhouse, my secretary.
I'm gonna pack and go back to the backwoods and walk through the little front gate. Say there's a shack in the back of the backwoods where somebody promised me to wait. I'm a-comin', he's a-comin', I'm a-goin', he's a-goin'. Once I'm home, gonna roam no more, no more. So help me pack and go back to the backwoods, to the side of someone I adore. I'm a-gonna pack and go back to the backwoods, and I'll walk through the little front gate. Say there's a shack in the back of the backwoods where somebody promised me to wait. Well, I'm a-comin', he's a-comin', and I'm a-goin', he's a-goin'. Once I'm home, I'm gonna roam no more. No more, no more. No more, no more, no more, no more, no more, no more. So help me pack and go back to the backwoods, to the side of someone I adore. I'm gonna pack and go back to the backwoods, and I'll walk through the little front gate. Say there's a shack in the back of the backwoods where somebody promised me to wait. Well, I'm comin', he's a-comin', and I'm a-goin', he's a-goin'. Once I'm home, I'm gonna roam no more. No more, no more, no more. So help me pack and go back to the backwoods, to the side of someone I adore. He adores. I adore.
our folks, all you've seen of ranch life has been a lot of fun. But there's another side I want you to see. And that's a surprise, I promise. These first scenes are the way our ranches used to look. Every range had grass like that in the summer. One winter covered it with snow. We had plenty of that good alfalfa for feed. We fattened our beef on that grain. Every valley and every canyon had a stream of running water. Then nature took a hand. Every year we had less and less rain. This is what happened. Dry spells, drought, and dust storms. After the dust storm, this is what is left. That's Glenn Saunders' house. He lost his 2 children from dust pneumonia. That's Luke Chalmers' place. He just gave up and moved away, never even stopped to dig up his equipment. Those cattle are Dave Peters. He lost 150 head, which meant every cent he owned. All of this tragedy and ruin, ladies and gentlemen, because of lack of water. In times like these, folks just naturally turn to prayer. Dust, dust, dust in the skies, dust on the trail, dust in my eyes. Dust, dust, can't see the sun, can't find my way, the dust has won. The cattle and the sheep bedded down to sleep seem to realize their fate. The vultures in the sky know the time is nigh. Will they fly away or wait? Oh Lord, please ease my pain. Oh Lord, where is your rain and sunshine? Dust, dust, must it be? Can this be eternity? Here was a home where the buffalo roamed, where the deer and the antelope played. Here was a place where the cattle would graze, the corn and alfalfa once swayed. Where are the ranchers, the cow-punching crowd? What has become of the rain? Out of the blue came a threatening cloud, causing this awful change. Oh Lord, please ease my pain. Oh Lord, where is your rain and sunshine? Dust, dust, must it be? Can this be eternity? Oh Lord, have mercy on poor me.
It's outrageous to think of people suffering like that.
I intend to do something about it. Pardon me, dear.
Edward, if you don't help that young man put his water bill through, I'll divorce you.
Well, that's quite a temptation, dear, but I'll help him anyway.
We've got to get busy on that bill, Marlowe.
I agree with you. Rather unethical, but very effective. I'm going west in about 10 days, and I'll get you relief if I find those conditions existing.
You have my support on that water bill, too, Rogers.
Dad, it looks as though you've lost round 2.
Well, you needn't rub it in. Think it's funny, do you?
Fairbanks, I had no idea that conditions in your state were so serious.
They aren't. And I'll take you out there and show you that Rogers misrepresented things.
Well, I hope you're right for your own good. After all, it's your water company that's on the spot, you know.
Young woman, you helped stage this entertainment. Do you realize it might ruin my water company?
Oh, one of your water companies.
Are you in love with this cowboy?
Oh, no, I don't know. Yes.
Well, you tell him for me that he's in for the doggonedest licking he ever had.
Oh, yes, I'll tell him. But he won't believe me.
Say, that was swell. And the way you was calling them ranchers out by their names, you even had me fooled. You'd think they's neighbors ourn.
Oh, weren't they?
No. Those pictures were taken in another state, Eleanor. I couldn't get a newsreel of her own dust storms.
Tell me, my friend, is your middle name Barnum by any chance?
Oh, no. His middle name's James.
Oh, see.
Oh, no.
Leaving so soon, Mr. Fairbanks?
Yes. And I'll wipe that grin off your face yet.
Never mind, you were grand.
With your help. When will I see you? I'm leaving for the West pretty soon.
Now, what a coincidence.
So are we.
Eleanor.
Oh, yes, Daddy, I'm coming.
And so I take great pleasure in introducing to you the most important man who ever hit old Sage County, and the only man who can give us federal controlled water, Congressman Marley.
Fellow citizens, as chairman of the Appropriations Committee, I'm authorized to announce that we are here to make a study of the drought conditions in this section.
Better cover up fast, Congressman, before the newspapers get wind of this.
However, we have already learned that conditions are not as bad as we were led to believe, and we find that existing utilities are quite adequate for the present. Now, that is all. Thank you for your kind welcome. I said your methods were unethical, but I underrated you. You're nothing but a cheap trickster.
I admit the film I showed you wasn't taken in this state, but conditions here are just as bad, if not worse.
As far as I'm concerned, young man, that bill never will be passed.
I'll back you up on that, Marlowe.
I had a right to trick you when the lives of these folks depend on water. If you don't think this country's dry, just look it over and see for yourself.
Sorry, but I'm not interested.
But I came all this way to see the drought conditions of the dust storm.
Now, don't be silly, dear. There aren't any.
I told you I'd wipe that smile off your face.
You've had very capable help. I should have known better than to trust a woman with a secret.
If Marlowe won't give us water, we'll take it.
We'll blow up the water company's dams.
You can't do that.
Who says we can?
You're acting like a bunch of fools. If you blow up that dam, you'll never get government help.
We'll never get it anyway.
When you elected me to Congress, I promised to put that bill through, and I'll still do it.
We want water, not promises.
I'm getting tired of this guy.
Just give me 24 hours, and I'll swing Marlowe our way yet.
What do you say, Rankin?
That's fair enough. Let's give Roy another day.
That's the attitude.
All right,
but no more.
Meet here tomorrow afternoon, man.
I tried to reason with him, Roy.
Well, that's all right, Mayor. I've got an ace I haven't played yet.
Edward, I'm so hot and dusty. Perhaps we'd better not go any farther after all.
Sorry, dear, but it's too late now. You wanted to go, so I promised Mr. Fairbanks I'd meet him at the dam.
But Edward...
Get out, all of you. Except the drivers, we're taking the cars.
This is an outrage. I'm Congressman Marlowe.
You can't leave us out here afoot. You can use our horses. Well, there's only one thing to do. Take the horses and ride back to Sageville.
country.
I don't see how people live here.
It wasn't always like this. It wouldn't be now if the farmers had water.
Evidently, you still believe in motion pictures. Listen. There must be a camp ahead.
And that means a drink of water.
You've heard the old bazooka and the king of jazz. Have you felt the tickle that this range rhythm has? Dancing to the rhythm of the range. Reel and rock and rhythm you can't change. Grandpa burned his crutches, he won't stay at home. But since this rural rhythm has got in his bones, and he's dancing to the rhythm, dancing to the rhythm, dancing to the rhythm of the range. Listen to the rhythm of the range, rock and rollin' rhythm of the range. There's rhythm in the wind and the waving corn. Grandpa sleeps in rhythm, yes, he snores just like a horn. Listen to the rhythm of the range, rock and rollin' rhythm you can't change. The old chuck wagon's rhythm starts about noon. Then you'll hear those cowhands sipping soup very soon. And there's music to the rhythm, music to the rhythm, music to the rhythm of the range.
Well, howdy, folks. Nice of you to drop in.
Hello, Congressman.
Don't tell me you're making an official tour of the drought section after all.
We're making a tour, all right, but not an official one.
Why, we were held up by bandits, and they took our cars away from us and made us ride these horrible, bumpy horses.
We'll tell you about that later. Right now, we're too thirsty to talk.
Gee, that's too bad.
Yeah, and ain't that tough? We only got about a pint of water left. We done give it to the horse.
You see, we didn't expect to have any visitors.
You mean you can't even give us a drink?
Well, we might find enough for the ladies, but the men will have to wait till we reach Larkin's place tomorrow. Get the canteen, Frog. You folks just make yourselves at home. Boys, unsaddle the horses and fix them a bite to eat. That's all there is.
Hey, you.
I'll meet you right here in about an hour. And I'll have a full canteen for you.
You can see a dale and a winding trail when a cowboy sings a song. You see grazing herd and the prairie birds when a cowboy sings a song. When he sings, get along, little doggy, get along, you can see an old Carroll. When you hear yodel-o-lay-o-lo, you see him riding to his gal, and you see the west and the place to rest when a cowboy sings a song.
Say, you blame me for telling about the fake newsreel, don't you?
Blame you? Not a bit. Why shouldn't you help your dad? I blame myself for trusting you.
Oh, of all the narrow-minded, irritating you. Oh, what's the use?
Is it much farther to this Larkin ranch?
Not so much, just the other side of the river.
River? Did you say river? Where?
Right there, used to run bank full when everybody got the water from it.
Oh, but what happened?
Your company built the dam and dried it up.
Dried it up? Well, everything seems dried up in this country.
That's what I tried to tell you.
Say, that looks like a water wagon. Hey! Stop! Can we have some water?
I reckon you can, mister. Right around behind.
Come on.
For Mrs. Marlowe.
Marlowe? Ain't you the congressman that was going to do so much for us ranchers and then change your mind?
Well, yes, but then conditions were misrepresented. And...
You sure fixed it so I got to haul water 20 miles. None of you get a drop.
Oh, say, now, wait.
you
Oh,
can't.
no, hold on. That isn't right.
Oh, okay.
Come on now.
Edward.
Hey, wait a minute. Listen,
That's not right.
We've got to have water.
Didn't you help me stop him? He has no right to
Just
refuse
as much
it.
right as your company had to refuse the rancher's water.
Look! What is it, a cyclone?
No, it's a dust storm, and it's coming our way.
Dust storm? What'll we do?
You saw pictures of one, Mr. Marlowe. Now you're going to see the real thing.
We've got to find shelter.
Come on.
Put the horses in the shed.
Oh, howdy, Roy.
Well, where's your husband, Mrs. Larkin?
He's going to town for grub. He ought to be back pretty soon.
Have you any water?
We have some now, mister, but the cistern will be full of dust after this storm.
Cistern? I thought you said the Great Western Pipeline ran through here.
Well, I'd been informed.
Of course, the water company wouldn't misinform anybody, would it, Andrews?
The pump's in the corner right over there. Help yourselves. Anything we got here, you're welcome to.
Do you have dust pneumonia out here, Rogers?
No, you needn't worry. We don't even have dust storms here. They have them in another state.
You needn't rub it in.
I can't stand much more of this.
I thought you were the one who wanted to see the dust storm.
Oh!
folks. The dust storm's over.
What do we owe you, Mrs. Larkin?
Land's sakes, mister, you don't owe me nothing. Roy paid me yesterday.
But we weren't here yesterday.
So the whole thing was a frame-up, eh?
Everything but the dust storm. That was an added attraction.
You mean the hold-up and the water wagon were planned?
That's right.
I see nothing to laugh at.
Young man, I want to shake you by the hand. Your methods are not only unethical, they're phenomenal. But don't you worry. I'll okay that water bill.
Thanks.
Roy, the ranchers are headed to blow up the dam.
Rogers, if they blast that dam, they'll lose government support.
I'll stop them.
I'm Congressman Marlowe. Head for the dam and step on it.
All right, Bridget. Thanks for the warning. We'll teach them a lesson. There they are. Bismarck, take cover. That stopped them. We better stay here a while and make sure.
Did you see them?
Yes, we turned them back. They've gone over the hill. Come on, get back here and get down.
We'll never get to the dam now. Unhook them horses. All we got to do is to turn that dynamite wagon loose down that hill, blast the ditch, and the water can't get to the dam. Get that wagon to rolling.
That's the dynamite wagon.
We've got to get out of here.
No, wait.
Rogers, ring the bell. On your gold, vote for Rogers, things are swell.
He's won the fight for water. What does the man want now?
I'm out to win a bigger stake, and you can show me how.
If you want a happy life, just say yes and be the wife of Rogers, the congressman.